It's time to get SchreckTeck rolling right now. Hi, everyone, and welcome to SchreckTeck, episode number 82. It is almost Christmas time. It's the holidays, and right next to me is our holiday cheer person herself. Hey, how you doing, Gina?
It's the holiday with my little stocking stuffer right here. Oh, I just made him start coughing. This is little Spencer. He's the best gadget for Christmas. I got him early. My little Chiweenie puppy. Kirk brought home the other day. It was pretty funny because he totally surprised me because he's not wanted a dog. And so little Spencer is sitting here on my lap. Oh, he's so cute. So that's my best holiday surprise.
I'm still in shock.
I know. Rick's like, what are you thinking getting a dog? Which is exactly what Kirk keeps saying. Well, why would you get a dog? You're too crazy busy. How are you going to...
Which is why he got you one.
But he did. He did. You know, part of it is...
You know, he's aiding the insanity.
I know. Well, Bailey is 16, so she still has another year and a half at home.
Right.
She keeps playing the guilt thing of, Taylor always had a dog when she lived at home. How come I can't have a dog? You guys act like you have no children anymore. So the whole guilt thing wore on him, and he finally said, okay, he would get a dog. So he brought home little Spencer, and he's so cute. Yeah. 2 pounds of just lusciousness. And he sleeps all night, so all he does is sleep all day, all night.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll change, but
It's that age thing.
Yeah, he's just little, 9 weeks. So what are you doing for Christmas? Are you staying home?
We are staying home. We're just going to hang around and not doing much of anything. I think we're going to chill out for about a week. We're working part-time next week.
Okay.
We've been crunching nonstop for the last 4 weeks, so... Well, everybody's going to take a little bit of a break. We're off Monday. We're off Tuesday for Christmas. And then I think we're just going to be catching up. And actually, one thing I'm going to be doing is I am redoing the layout in here in the studio.
Oh,
so we're
nice.
adding a different kind of rack. We're putting all of the iPad minis into a rack. And then we're also getting a compressor, so we'll have a little bit better sound on the show. So we're just kind of redoing stuff. And the next version of the show next year will all be 720p, so they'll all be HD.
Oh, so that means I need to buy different
More
makeup.
makeup, yes. Isn't that funny? I knew she was going to say that.
It's like, oh, HD. Oh, no.
I mean, we're not really HD right now. Now we're only, I think, like 640 by 480 or 720 by 480. So we're going to go full HD. Scary.
Okay, so
We'll be fine.
Gina, you're going to be our second guest of the year, Gina Carr, who's in the chat room, and that's your warning. He's going HD. We're going to need HD makeup.
So what is HD makeup? We just kind of spackle it on, or?
They actually sell a whole line of HD
Do
makeup.
they really?
They say that it helps the lighting reflect. I don't know. It's probably just a total gimmick to get you to pay more. But I went into Sephora, and they actually were showing me this whole line. I was saying, okay, explain to me why this. The only thing that I thought was actually good was the powder. They have an HD powder that makes a real matte look without being heavy.
Interesting. Well, yeah, I've seen some of the newscasters and stuff, and it's my Dracula didn't look as scary. I mean, my God, they load it on, they thicken it on, and the eyes are black, and it just looks sort of spooky.
You just have to realize we will age gracefully. That's what I keep saying. I can't do needles and Botox and any of that because I'm just too freaked out by that whole concept. So I just have to. I'm going to age gracefully. I'll be the crazy dog lady, and I'll be okay with that.
And for all those who just joined us, we are being joined by our Yuletide guests. So we have our little warm fireplace. So if you were feeling cold, just Take a
sitting
look
by
at
the
the
fire.
nice. We're sitting right here by the fireplace.
Spencer and I are sitting by the
It's
fire.
very comfortable. It's very nice fire. And if you're wondering, this is actually a YouTube video, a 3-hour YouTube video.
Which would actually be really fun if you lived in an apartment or something, you didn't have a fireplace, or you live somewhere like Gina Carr, who lives in Florida. I doubt whether they have fireplaces.
They have a refrigerator actually in front of the tree.
Yeah. So you can hang your stockings in front of the television and then turn this on. I think that would be hilarious.
Yeah, I heard they were almost having a cold spell. It got up to about 85.
Oh my gosh. Did you take out the coats? It's actually it's been mild here in the 40s maybe. It's supposed to dip down this week and get really cold and snow. So
Well, yeah, that's like us. We're in the alternate universe, Florida, here in California, and it's actually been rainy for about 4 days. So much for the fun in the sun. We're getting a little bit of rain. It's overcast. I'm looking out the window right now, and I don't mind it. I like weather, but
either it's almost Christmas, so we're looking for the snow and the white Christmas.
see. But when you live in California right now, 3/4 of Southern Californians are depressed. The minute there's like a cloud, it's like, oh my God, there's a cloud. What am I going to do? It's like, get over it. It's called weather.
That's right. See, Leva said you were asking for rain from Belgium. We
got it. I don't mind it. I like it.
That's true.
I always laugh when I hear all the climate change stuff. I go, I got news for you. Climate changes daily.
It's always like that.
Yeah.
I know. Live in Colorado and you get 4 climates in a day.
In a day.
So,
And you know what? The last time I was in Colorado, which was quite a few years ago, it's over a decade ago, we came in, it was about 80. Somewhere about a couple of hours after that, we had a torrential rainstorm.
Oh,
And,
wow.
I mean, it was perfectly blue when we showed up.
Yeah.
Then there was a rainstorm. About 5 hours after, there was hail. And then we were leaving that next day, and there was a blizzard.
I know.
I went, oh my gosh.
Truly, in 24 hours, you can hit it all.
A little spooky. all literally in a span of about a day and a half. We went, wow, we went through every season in literally
24 hours.
Yeah, hot, cold, rain, and hail and blizzard.
Yeah, it's funny. Well, okay, so let's talk about social news, like what's gone on in the world of social media and social business. I was telling Rick before the show, we've been talking about LinkedIn coming out with new profiles for a while. I mean, they've been talking about this for a couple months, and that they're rolling these out and beta testing like they always do. I got my notification this week saying you now have your new profile. So I was so excited, jumped over to the profiles, and I really do like the layout. It looks...
Now, is it a little more Facebooky?
Yeah, it's more... It just looks more social, like a profile instead of a resume. I think LinkedIn has always felt more like a resume.
Right.
Go there, and it just looks like you're looking for a job, even the way it was laid out. And I think what they're trying to do is get more people to see it as a social media and engage more there. Well, a couple things that I really like, especially for someone who has that is marketing themselves, which, to be honest, everybody is. But yeah, Gina, do you have the new profile yet? You've seen the new profile. I'm curious if everyone has it now. Was I the last person to get it? But I'm always thinking, how am I the last person to get this? But maybe not. One thing I really like is now where they have your job history, each job has an area for you to load a video. So you can pull a YouTube video into each of your job descriptions, which for most people, I started thinking about that going, most people aren't going to have a bunch of videos that they're wanting to display, but I thought, wow, this is exciting that I can take 3 or 4 videos and pull them in so it breaks up the job history, and under each job description or position, it has a video. And so I thought that was great.
Now we do have a little bit of advice for you. When you do those little videos, don't say things like, well, here's where I worked at this bank and they didn't treat me right. Don't do things like that. It's not going to get you another job. Yeah. Don't complain about not getting paid enough. Don't complain about this, that. Don't complain.
Well, I think what people would be smart is to create a short video, again, maybe 2 minutes or less, telling a summary of what you did on that job. And maybe some things projects you worked on or skills you acquired, and then put that video on YouTube and then pull that into your LinkedIn profile. That would be a brilliant way.
But if you have an NDA, don't talk any details because you're going to get in trouble.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's amazing what people do.
Be smart with that video. And then again, if you own your own business or if you're an independent consultant, really look at ways to stand out, because I think that's what it does. If you were looking for a job, it's a great way to help you stand out in that job market. When someone looks at your LinkedIn profile, it breaks up the text. You see videos, you're enticed to watch them. So I thought that was really great. And yeah, Gina Carr is saying this will be great for speakers. You can't have in a video if you're a speaker, an author, a coach.
Oh, somebody like you, Gina, would be great with that. You have so many good clips on YouTube anyway that, by the way, our lovely co-host over there. Yeah, I always got to get the right side there. She's right over there.
I have to look the right direction. Me?
You've got to go see some of her YouTube videos. Some of them are funny. I specifically love the one where she does her Taekwondo tournament.
Oh, my really old demo video.
That is so classic. It's such a good one.
That's a great story. And I did get heat this week. The Schrecklet, Bailey, came home one day and she says, Mom, untag me from every video on Getting Geeky. And I said, I don't think you're tagged on them. There were 3 that I actually had her name, Bailey, but her friends have now, the rumor is out. Word is on the street at school that if you Google Bailey Schreck, all these funny old videos come up. They're not even old, but for her, she was still in braces. She was 12 or something. Where we were doing a video about Facebook where you can go into the settings and change your Facebook settings to pirate talk, and we both had pirate hats on. I think it's adorable. She's horrified that now all her friends have seen this video. So I went and I removed her name. I said, the problem is your last name, unless you go and change it, is still Schreck. So if somebody types Bailey Schreck, it's still going to pull it.
And she is and always will be the Schrecklet.
Exactly. I was like, my kids are doomed. I mean, Taylor and Bailey have been in several of these videos. Bailey's at that age where it's still, horrifying now for friends to see her. And one of them, we're both in our pajamas. We did a pajama party talking about photo editing, because that's what teens do at sleepovers. They take tons of pictures, load them to Facebook, and edit them. So it's one of my favorite videos, even though we were talking about picnic.com. Did we talk about on this show?
I thought, is Picnic gone?
It's gone. Google
it is gone. They bought them and it's dead.
Yeah, it's gone. Like if you go to picnic.com, you get a message saying this is no longer something Google bought us. But there's a service.
Weren't they part of Flickr at one point?
I don't know. I know you could pull your pictures from Flickr or from Facebook and edit them, but the exact same services, the exact same features are available on PicMonkey. PicMonkey. PicMonkey.com. Okay. It's awesome. All my programs right now with the snowman came from PicMonkey.
Okay, so if you're looking to do any kind of photo editing on the run cheap, PicMonkey. PicMonkey. PicMonkey.com.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good one. I thought Picnic was actually a pretty nice, simple photo editor. It worked pretty well.
Yeah.
I don't know. With so many people having tablets and things like iPads, the photo processing power of the iPad is absolutely amazing. And what you find is that they have really good apps. You've got Snapseed. You've got...
My favorite one on the iPad is Touch Retouch, and it's one that you can actually rub with your finger, and it'll take away something. So if I had a picture and I was standing with someone that I didn't want in the picture,
okay,
which would be great if you had a relationship.
Touch Retouch.
Touch Retouch.
I got to get that one.
It's awesome. Now, we did a photo shoot at a client site, and a couple of them, there was a trash can that just looked bad in the picture. You open it up in Touch Retouch, and with your finger, you rub the trash can. It not only deletes the trash can, but it fills in the background with whatever's around. It's amazing. So, yeah, you're right. There's so many cool apps.
Yeah, you don't need Photoshop like you used to. In fact, last night I was doing some documentation for one of our clients, and I was not using your typical Photoshop workflow. I was actually capturing. We were doing it's an iPad thing we were doing, and so I captured all the screens from the iPad. You just click on the bottom button, the top button, and you get a screenshot of whatever you're doing. Then we put it into Dropbox. From the camera roll, it wound up on my desktop in moments. I used Snagit to add highlights, and that whole workflow took like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It was
cool.
great. And
another thing that we did our holiday, we sent out Christmas cards using an app, and we've talked about Postagram.
yeah, those are great.
Really cool postcards out of your pictures. It sounds like they're only for Instagram, but you can use any photo. But the Postagram is also owned by a company, same company, Ink. And Ink, if you download that app, or if you have Postagram, I think it takes you to Ink for cards instead of postcards. And Ink allows you to do just that. We edited a picture. I created it in Keynote. I created this PowerPoint picture. It looked like our whole family skiing down the mountain, and it had all of our heads, including the little nugget, the little dog nugget. I put his head in there. So all of us were skiing down the mountain, and then I saved that Keynote as a JPEG, brought it into Ink, and it made it into a card, and then you put in all the addresses, and it mails it for you.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Those are great productivity tools. If you think about it, that's where the iPad shines. I mean, you can do any kind of photo processing. You've got all these services. I know my daughter uses Walmart. We took family pictures really late this year on Saturday, and she's getting them today and mailing them out today.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it took like 2 days to process this. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. I mean, nowadays you can do so much with these apps, but I thought that was a fun one to use for holiday cards.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go into PicMonkey, and you can add snowman hats if you want onto your photos, and then you could send the photo once you save it you just save it back to your photo album, and then send it to Ink or Postagram and send out cards that way as well. So fun things you can do with technology to create fun, some fun things going on.
So actually, with LinkedIn doing what it's doing, I think it creates an enormous and really great opportunity for people to not only get better exposure, but to present themselves in probably the best video light they can. Now, this is not for everyone. A lot of people don't like being in front of cameras. They get very nervous. So, you have to be a little careful on that one. You don't want to look nervous on a LinkedIn video. You want to look calm, relaxed. You want to have a message. You just don't want to be nervous. And Gina, you're used to being in front of a camera. A lot of people are not.
Right.
So,
yes. Again, you want to have good lighting. You want to make sure the video
exactly. And here's an opportunity for photo studios and videographers. Go out and market your LinkedIn services to create small videos for people exactly like that who really don't know how to do it.
Right.
Do it right. If you're going to do it, don't do it badly. Don't buy a cheap webcam, put on no lighting, and then you look like some ghoul in some sort of horror movie. That's not going to get you a lot of interviews or connections.
Right. Yeah. So that might not be. Another cool thing on LinkedIn, now they have this circle that's just to the right of your profile, and it shows your networks that you're in. So you can look at by company. So you can say, show me how many people within. So when you click on company, for example, it might show you have 18 people you're connected with at IBM. You have 24 people that you're connected with at Sun Microsystems. So it breaks down the top companies that you have the most connections with in that. And then if you click by industry, it'll break down the different industries, and it will, again, tell you how many people you have within that industry. It highlights things just differently, and I think it's in a more interesting way when someone comes to your profile to take a look at, who you are and what you're about. So it gives you opportunities to link to all your other sites. You definitely want to take advantage of all of the, the linking, cross-linking or cross-pollinating, as I say. Make sure your LinkedIn profile links somewhere else. You have opportunities to add those links in. So there's a lot in there that I thought was great.
Now, Gina, in the past we talked about the endorsements and how the endorsements work, and with their quick endorsements. Okay, it's been about a month, maybe 2 months since that all started.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Well,
I find it okay, but it's so quick and almost meaningless now to endorse anybody and everybody that you really kind of wonder, does anybody care?
Well, and here's the thing. It's different from a recommendation. So I think as long as we keep them separate, recommendation we do see as more meaningful. Someone took the time to write this. An endorsement, simple click. However, if people are legit and they only endorse a skill that you know that person has, the thing that it does for you on your profile, if someone was looking to hire you and they go to your LinkedIn profile, and let's say they're comparing you and maybe 2 or 3 other people, what they're looking at is, wow, you have 50 or 60 people that have endorsed you for this skill that might sway their decision.
It could.
Me, there's some, I like the concept. What's hard is, at first I was trying to reply to everyone that's endorsed me on a skill and say, thank you so much for that endorsement. It's not as easy as someone.
It's not an easy reply.
It's not an easy reply.
Because I've done that too, and I go, I can't really reply. You'd have to actually go back and write messages. And
I feel bad.
It's okay. I'm just not crazy about it. I don't know. It
but
just
it does help you. And if you ask Vivica von Rosen, who's all about this whole thing on LinkedIn, she will say she loves the fact that it does help your credibility in how you're showing up in search results. So if someone is searching for that skill and you have more endorsements, it can help give you some of that search juice, if you will. But you're right in the fact that I think too many people just click on, I don't know, what I think people need to do, to be honest, you have to go into your own profile and look at the skills that are listed under your profile, because you may have some really random skills that you need to remove. Otherwise, people will start endorsing you for those random skills. So go into your own profile, remove the skills, even though people can add. So someone can go in and say, puppy trainer. They can add that to my profile. And they can endorse me for that, and I'm not a puppy trainer. But so I can add a skill on to someone else's. I want to endorse them for this skill. But typically people are going to get the message saying, endorse Gina for these skills. And what they're doing is pulling skills that are already on my profile. So go into your profile and remove any skills you don't want on there, because it kind of, you want all the weight in the area where you really want to focus your marketing efforts. In the chat room, it's interesting. Leva's saying, I don't like it either. It's too easy. Hype seems to lessen it. Gina says, I like endorsements, but I don't like the way LinkedIn is spamming us to get us to endorse it.
Right,
yeah, it's almost like they're showing us people that we've never seen in action. But again, LinkedIn doesn't know that. We're connected with them, so they're assuming we know them.
Right.
That goes back to the thing of we should only be connecting with people we know. But I do wish people. I get recommendations written on LinkedIn from people I've never met, who I know they've never seen me in action, and they write them very generic. Like, I really would love to recommend Gina for the work she does.
Right. And then you find out they're a recruiter.
And I'm like, I wanna delete that recommendation, because I feel like that almost hurts you more than it helps you, because it looks like it was a paid, I don't know. I think you should endorse and recommend people you know, that you've seen their work.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And then it makes it more personal, and then it carries, I think, some real weight when you get people who not endorse you, but recommend you. That makes sense. I've gotten a couple of messages from people saying, could you recommend me?
Right.
And if I know the person, sure. If I don't, no.
Right.
If I don't know who you are, I'm not going to recommend you.
Yeah.
I have no idea who you are, what kind of nut you are, if you're good, if you're bad, or anything. It's because on the other hand, when you recommend somebody, you are putting yourself on the line too.
Right.
And in our crazy litigious society, they could say, well, I went with that person because they recommended him. It was a lie, so I'm suing you. I could just see it.
Yeah, only in California.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Only in California.
Yeah, probably not much longer here.
But I do think that is something, is to look at that. I had a really interesting challenge this week from, I love on my Getting Geeky Facebook page, people will throw questions out, how do you do this, or what do you recommend for that? And someone put on my page this week something that I could not figure out, and it was, how do you make the copyright symbol from an iPad or iPhone? Now, I don't have an iPhone, so when I go to my Android, my magical device, I can create a copyright symbol, but on my iPad, the only way I could figure to do it is to go into the emojis. And there is a copyright symbol in the emojis. However, only other iOS people can see an emoji from an iOS device.
So when you go into the second screen of characters, you don't see there's nothing there for a copy. I never really looked for one. So.
You know that little, on your iPad or iPhone keyboard, there's the little, looks like a little world.
Yes.
On the bottom of your keyboard, there's, I don't know what you call that. It looks like a world. And so when you are, I'm trying to bring up my keyboard. So it is the second key to the left of my screen. I mean, of my shift or space bar. I can't even speak.
It's by the microphone, right?
It's right by the microphone. Yeah. Okay. So that brings up all your emojis or characters. So there is a copyright symbol there. However, if you use that, those characters that are on your iPad, that screen, that little Earth world screen, those only show up to other iOS. So anyone who's on Android or Windows, they only see a square show up.
Hey, Gina, try this. Click on your speaker and say something and then copyright and see if it put copyright symbol and see if it puts the copyright symbol there.
Let's see. That would be interesting. Okay. 2012 copyright symbol. Go. It didn't do anything.
Didn't do anything?
No. What's going on?
You recorded?
It's showing it's recording.
Oh, you gotta stop the recording.
Done. Stop.
Just click on the record button.
Oh.
You don't dictate much of that, do you?
Oh, no. All it did is it wrote 2012 and it spelled out copyright symbol.
Oh, okay.
Stop. It's just recording. Done. Stop. Okay, but here's what I found. So I said there's got to be a way. There's got to be a way that this works. Then I found of course I had to Google, and search through all kinds of chat and chat boards to find this. But there is an app. It's actually not even an app. It's a website that then you create an app out of. Glyph Board.
Oh, Glyph.
GLYPHBOARD. So Glyph Board is a website, and I'm actually going to open it so it will, it is a website, and then on your iPad or iPhone, if you do the little box that looks like you're going to bookmark something, so if you bookmark, but then don't choose bookmark, choose add to home screen, it then creates this this set of characters. What are these called? Glyph?
The glyphs, yeah.
And the copyright symbol is there. So it's kind of a roundabout way, but for people who are trying to add a copyright or registered symbol around, when they're typing on their social platforms, or if they're just typing an email and they need that on their iPad or iPhone, there was no way to figure. I was like, there's no way to do it. You just had to do the little parentheses with a C in there, and that was good enough.
Right.
This Glyph Board was really interesting. You save it to your home screen, so it's an app, and then any character. So there's lots of different emojis, a peace sign, and the yin yang, and a little phone, and a star, and a flower, blah, blah, blah. But there's the registered trademark, and there's the copyright. What you do is then you hold the character copyright, and it says copy. Then you have to go back to your email or your whatever you were working on and paste. So
now, by the way, if you are a Samsung user or an Apple user, that doesn't apply because they break each other's copyrights all the time.
That's true. Well, here's another thing I realized. So if an iOS device sends a text message to me on my Android device, the characters don't show up. They just show up as squares. All I see is squares. And if I send a little Android character from my phone, they see it as just the little smiley face. So it kind of decodes it and makes it back into the character. But on the Windows phone that I have, the Windows phone can see and send the emojis.
Now, how are you liking your Windows phone?
I love this
It's
phone.
not bad, is it?
I absolutely. It's actually the perfect size.
That's 4 inches
I
or
don't.
4.5. It's a fairly large one, right?
It's almost the same size as my
Galaxy? Maybe it's
Galaxy.
4.5,
It's a little smaller,
but not by much. It
too
looks like a
much.
nice phone. That's a Nokia, right?
I love it. It's the Nokia, yeah. And there's two things that I'm challenged with on this phone. Number one, there's no Hootsuite app.
Oh.
So
Can you go to the Hootsuite website?
sweet. I have to go through the website, and it's
Okay.
just hard.
Right, it's a little small.
Yeah. And then there's no Instagram, which I thought I could live without. I could take a picture and I could send it to another phone if I really wanted it on Instagram. But those are two apps that I use all the time.
Now,
that
speaking of Instagram, they have some new terms of service this week or last week, end of last week.
Right.
People are kind of going a little crazy with that. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, it's the whole thing of it used to be when you posted an Instagram picture, you can choose to send it to Twitter and to Facebook. Well, Twitter and Instagram are no longer friends. I don't know who filed for the divorce. I think Twitter did, but they basically, which again, not such a big deal because there's a workaround. Like that the site if this then that.
Yes.
You can still send a picture you take on Instagram, and then you can set up a sequence of when I post a picture to Instagram, if this, then post it to Twitter,
okay.
and it'll post to Twitter. It's just not going to be integrated with the API. But there is a workaround, and that's if this, then that. And that's the website I always have to say it as I type it. If this,
then that.
ITTT, if this, then that. Yeah. .com.
So it's ifttt.com.
IF?
Is it if?
It is if this, then that.
So it's ifttt.com. Is that it?
I'm gonna verify right now because I don't know that they spell out the word if. If this, then that. That site is really cool. You can set up really cool sequencing. Like if I take a calendar update, then post it to my event on Facebook. Or if I this, then there's lots of different sequences you can create. I'm trying to type on my laptop. Oh, Gina, do you use that? I love that. Yeah.
What's that?
I was trying to type on my laptop keyboard, which is in front of me, instead of and I'm looking at my screen going, why isn't it doing anything? If this, then that. Little puppy head is in my way. You're right. It is IFTTT.
TTT.
Okay. IFTTT.com. And so that is a workaround on Instagram to do that. But, it's one of those things. Most people aren't that upset about.
I've never used Instagram. I've used it less than Pinterest.
It is interesting.
Actually, you know what? Just talking about Pinterest, and I brought that up first today.
Oh, thank goodness we mentioned it this
Had
week.
to get it off my system. I'm sorry, I had to just do that. Pinterest. I created that business thing. I haven't done one thing with it yet.
I know.
I'm trying to think. I should probably put a picture up there. I have no idea what to put a picture of yet. But
I have this challenge. Wasn't it by January 1st to see?
I know. I've got to do something because I think Larry's going to beat. I don't know. Larry's got a pretty hefty site there. He's got a lot of stuff on it. But however, I know for a fact that Larry just bought a video camera. So this could be dangerous. He could actually start putting up videos. Can you put videos on Pinterest?
Yeah, you can do videos.
So he may actually beat me. I got to do something. I feel the pressure.
See, Gina, I'm surprised. Gina is not an Instagram user. Gina Carr. I thought you were. But Instagram, what I love about Instagram, I love logging into Instagram to look at creative pictures. I follow totally different people. I look for really cool pictures that kind of inspire. Both my daughters are big Instagram users, and so they post pictures daily of whatever's going on in their life. So, like my daughter, Taylor will say, "Didn't you see the picture I posted on Instagram?" I'm like, "Shoot, I got to go look." So I'll go and look, and there'll be cool pictures that she took of some cool sunset with her and her dog, and
You know, it's amazing. Nowadays, you really don't need to have super expensive camera equipment to take great pictures.
Oh my gosh, no.
You and I, Gina, on our Samsung Galaxy 3s have really good cameras on that thing.
And this Windows Phone has an amazing camera. Now, remember, this is the one that has a Carl Zeiss lens.
Okay.
It has 8-megapixel camera.
Oh, is that a thick phone? It looks a little thick when you put it sideways.
It is. It's the same thickness as an iPhone.
Oh, that's not bad.
It kind of looks like the iPhone 5.
Okay.
Size-wise, but it just has a beautiful interface.
Now, I'll tell you, for all of those who have not yet gone to Windows 8, it's really cool. I actually really enjoy Windows 8. Not only is it fast, it's double the speed of Windows 7. It's a lot faster. I don't mind the Metro interface. I find it a very quick and easy menu system to get to most of the things I want really quickly.
And it looks the same as
and it looks like the phone, and it looks like the Surface tablet. And I think in January the Surface, not the Surface, but the Windows 8, I guess, laptop version, the real one, is coming out with everything in it. So there's going to be some nice stuff. I don't know. Microsoft did a pretty good job on this one.
I'm telling you, if it weren't for the 2 missing apps that I use, which again, there are workarounds, I love some of the apps that are unique to this. Like Nokia has gone in and created a really great
Well, no,
map.
but Microsoft is actively recruiting at least 10 people who still like them. So, you may actually get that one day.
I'm telling you, they did a great job on this phone because the things they do have, I mean, you can do Skype, you can do...
I hate their Skype app. Now, do you like their Skype app? I think it is an aberration of user interface. It sucks. I mean, it absolutely sucks.
Microsoft owns Skype.
I know, and it's the most unreadable. I had 2 people in my office the other day, both with 20/20 vision. They can see perfectly. I'm sitting going, is it me or is it invisible? I can't find where. And they're going, no, wait, and they're all doing, no, wait, no. They couldn't see it any better. I'm going, this is just idiotic accessibility. What were they thinking? I don't know. Bad interface design just ruins it every single time. Skype keeps getting worse and worse when it comes to UI.
That's interesting.
Come on, Microsoft, get with it. You got billions. Get a designer.
Huh. Yeah,
please.
It is interesting. This has great, again, everything on it, the calls, everything. I love this phone. But the navigation on it was one of my favorites because it has a 3D map showing you driving.
It's kind of cool.
And has voice that you can, different voices you can choose, and it gives you good directions. And I actually got to where I was going, so I thought that actually was better than the iPhone maps.
Yep. I know in mid-year we're going to get one of those. We have 5 phones on our plan. There's only really 2 of us. So we're going to add one more. We're going to replace one of some junk made-up phone they put up there and get one of those to replace this. And then we'll have all the phones. We'll have the Windows, the iPhone, and though I did not get the iPhone 5. Maybe I will later. Right now I'm not motivated. I got the Galaxy. I like the Galaxy. It's not bad.
I love the Galaxy. I mean, that's the thing. Between these 2 phones, if I had to go shopping today, I would start looking at which price. And here's the interesting thing.
Aren't they both $199 or $99, $199, whatever they are?
Yeah, $199.
Yep.
I think I paid.
There are specials right now. You can get a Samsung Galaxy for $99. That's not bad.
Yeah, with all of them
with a 70-year contract. It's not that bad.
Well, here's something I realized when I got this phone in the mail. I thought, oh my gosh, I love it. I was going through it. Then I realized it was missing apps. I thought, when you go to look at phones, you don't go looking for phones typically with apps that you absolutely have to have in mind. To me, that's a really smart thing. If you're going to look at phones or buying a phone for someone as a gift, what are the apps that are must-have apps for that person? Because make sure that the phone you're looking at has those apps available, because that's the only thing on the Windows Phone. Those 2 apps are not available. They're pretty big ones.
They probably will be though, right?
Well, Instagram took forever to go to Android. They were iOS only, and then and Hootsuite, I think Hootsuite's always been on both. But I think it just depends on how long it takes them to develop the app for the Windows platform.
Well, guess what, Gina? We are at the end of our time. In fact, Gina may need some CPR right now.
Hands up.
Hands up. Hands up. Let's go to our guest shot. Hello.
Let me get my stand in. Here's my.
That's right. A puppy trumps everything. There we go. Hello, do you speak dog speak?
Yes, I do. Oh, he's coughing.
He's coughing. Oh, poor little guy. A little bit of kennel cough, or?
I think that's what it is. They have him on some. Maybe I need to take it. Some cough medicine.
Some bacon antibiotic, yeah.
Oh, Gina Carr has a iPad Mini, and she's loving it. She said, "See, I need to."
I see no purpose in the Mini. Not yet. I have the Kindle HD. I like that a lot. I have my regular iPad. It's an inch and a half smaller. It just doesn't seem worth it. It's almost the same size.
I just want it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want it. I saw it at the store. It didn't do it for me. And I don't play piano on both hands, so therefore it didn't do anything at all for me.
Like the commercial?
I hate that commercial. It's just a stupid commercial. You could almost do that with anything, whether you had a Mini or not. You could do that with 2 iPads. Anyway.
Real quick before we sign out, if you're looking for gadgets, I think I may have shown this. You'll see these at like Bed Bath & Beyond. You'll see them at, I've seen them at all kinds of random stores.
What is that?
And you put your, this one is made for an iPad. So you put your iPad in here, and it's all rubber. There's no batteries. There's no plug. It's just rubber. But when you put your iPad in here and turn on music, it amplifies the sound, and they have small ones for an iPhone or an Android. I could stop choking. This, I think I paid $9 for. It is awesome.
It amplifies the sound.
Sound like as if it were
So it creates like a little echo chamber in there, and
it is
interesting, and it sounds good.
It sounds great. I mean, I will turn
what's it called?
Podcast, and I will
rubber thingamajig.
Even know what it's. I don't think it has a name. It's just you go in these stores, these little,
interesting.
The stores that sell all kinds of random gadgets. Like Bed Bath & Beyond has a section of all the gadgets. I also saw it at I think Best Buy. All the electronics.
Oh, that's clever.
It was super clever and really low cost. And, great stuff.
I wonder if they'll get sued by Bose for infringing on patents.
Exactly. But they come in different colors, pink and blue and black and white. I thought this was really great, and they have tiny ones for your phones. So that's a great gadget. I've been getting a lot of questions this week about keyboards for iPads. I still love the Logitech.
It's the best one. That's the best one. That's what I've got too.
And what I like about it, this is for any iPad. So this will work with your iPad 1, 2, 3, mini, any of them, because there's no docking.
No, it just kind of loosely sits on top. It's Bluetooth.
You don't even have to have it sitting in there. You can lay your iPad on the table and it still works.
And it has a pretty good typing. My hands are pretty big. I can actually type on it.
It's a full-size keyboard, pretty much. I mean, this is like if you had the MacBook Air, it's that size keyboard. So this, if you're looking for a great gift, about $99 for these. I think this is one of the best keyboards because it doesn't have the docking station. Again, the iPad Mini came out. There's the different docking station. So
that's great.
I think those are like my thrown out stocking stuffers and gifts. If you're looking for gadgets for
those
people,
are good ones.
Those are great. Yeah.
Well, folks, it is the end of another year for us. It is. Actually, the world may end in about 3 days, but we'll be back on January 8th anyway.
If the Mayan calendar is incorrect, which we all believe it is, we'll see you guys on January 8th.
Well, what people don't talk about, all these billions that were made on idiotic prophecies, is that the Mayan calendar, once it's over, it starts over again.
I know.
It's just so dumb. But by the way, if the world ends, we'll still see you in January when we start our next season of SchreckTeck.
Because in heaven, there will be SchreckTeck.
That's right.
Have a wonderful, wonderful holiday, Christmas. Hanukkah's already in process, so happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa.
Whatever.
Russian New Year.
Just have a good one.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself. Be good to people.
Yeah, hug people more.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do.
Hug people more. Make sure you have a gun detector.
And you know what? If all else fails, get a puppy.
That's true. Puppies always help.
Oh,
you can make friends with puppies.
Yes.
I used to know single guys that used to have puppies just to pick up on girls. It was really pathetic, and it worked.
And it works. I mean, who doesn't love a puppy?
I know. So watch out for guys with just puppies. Stay away. Stay clear.
And Gina, to answer your question in the chat room, yes, that keyboard is Bluetooth. Awesome.
It is. It's great.
Yeah.
And it's
Charge
very
it up.
light, doesn't weigh anything, and it looks like the iPad, so it looks
and
really
it's a case.
cool.
You lay your iPad down.
Now,
in
you
it.
cannot use that with a mini as a case. It's too big.
True. But for your iPads, it is a case. It's snug. It fits snug in there, and it becomes a protective
Yeah,
case.
and it does work. It only works on the 3 and 4, though. It will not work on the 2.
Why?
Because the magnetic polarity is different.
Oh. Do you mean the Bluetooth won't work or the
Bluetooth
case
will,
won't?
but the case won't.
Okay.
You can't, it won't stick because they change polarity. So anyway, one of those interesting, weird things.
I love the fireplace right now. The guy's poking the
Yeah, he's kind of fixing it up right now.
stoking the flames. So
Yeah, that's thing. That's thing
oh,
right there.
Just the hand.
Just that's thing. Yep.
That's funny. Well, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful holiday. Merry Christmas.
Yep. And if you're in the chat room, we really appreciate you being there. And if you're watching the recording, subscribe. We'd like to know who's watching. And send us your feedback. We've been really wondering if we should stay on YouTube or go back to Vimeo. Because our numbers on Vimeo were huge. Our numbers on YouTube are like non-existent. And we don't know what the real numbers are because YouTube doesn't really tell you what your views are. They tell you what they consider your views. And we have no way of knowing what's really going on. So, yeah, if you have any feedback on whether we should stay on YouTube or Vimeo, let us know. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
Sounds great. We had over 200,000, almost 200,000 views on Vimeo, and I think in 4 months we've gotten 7,300. This is like, what happened?
Yeah, I know. That is weird.
As far as we know, the audience is still the same. They're all out there.
I think YouTube counts the views different.
They sure do. It's like they don't count them. So anyway, well, have a good one, everyone. Take care, Gina. You have a great New Year's and a good Christmas.
Thank you.
Bye-bye,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.